We are back with another episode of The Back Room. You are looking on the wrong camera there, Lunceford. This is special episode number 15. This is 15. This is our quinceañera.
Yes, our quinceañera.
So we gave Scott the task of coming up with a topic today, and Scott yesterday thought of Tyler over here has been a delivery food driver for a while for, we won't name the company, but he delivers food when you text and get a food delivery. That's what Tyler does. So Scott wanted to ask him a few questions about his history of food delivery. One of my questions is, has somebody ever answered the door shirtless?
Oh, all the time.
That is awful. They're not even spending enough time. Pantless?
I haven't run into pantless.
I mean, it's like underwear, like boxers.
I assume when that happens that they choose the contact-free delivery where I just drop it off at the doorstep.
That's what I would do. That's too awkward. I don't even like when the pizza man comes. So give us a couple examples before we go into like specific questions of some out of the ordinary deliveries you've made. He's got notes.
I've got a list here.
Well, how long have you been doing it?
I've been doing it almost 2 years now.
Okay.
I started when I was in my last year at Auburn.
Okay.
So this isn't like one story in particular. This is just as a general shop and pay orders. So if you order at like a Walmart or a pharmacy or something like that, you can get snacks and groceries, and it'll send me the list, and I've got to go pick all that out. And it takes up so much time, the orders are never worth it, and you end up with like weird combinations of items. The weirdest one I've gotten was 3 items: diapers, Plan B, and a COVID-19 take-home test.
That's quite a combo.
Very indecisive individual.
Yeah, diapers and Plan B, that doesn't really seem to go together. But.
And what do you make on picking that up?
About $10 for me to browse the Plan B aisle, find which specific one they asked for, and then take that up to the counter.
It's like they were testing you.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it really does feel like that sometimes.
How do you pay for it? Do you have like a prepaid like thing that the app gives you to pay for it?
Yeah, I've got a little prepaid debit card, and so when a customer
really
places
cool.
the order, I'll get that much credited to my card, and I'll have to swipe it. But then it leads to
What if it's like the plan B, it's like, oh, the only Plan B we have is the more expensive one, and you got to take it right then?
Well, that's what I was about to say. There's when there's price differences, I can switch to a lower priced item, but I can't switch to a more expensive item, or else the prepaid card they gave me will decline.
Wow.
So,
Or do you have to interact with the person, the person placing the order too? Like
sometimes,
hey, they don't have.
yeah, they don't have blue Powerade. Do you want fruit punch or do you want lemon lime? Or they don't have this kind of Plan B. Would you like the generic instead?
Can you cancel an order once you get to that point? Like, the whole reason I even did it was Blue Powerade. If they don't have it, I cancel.
Oh yeah, you could
And you're
cancel.
halfway through shopping all of a sudden, you can't.
Do you get anything monetarily for that? Like if you're to the cash register and they already like, hey, I don't want to do this. I'm going to cancel.
So
Your effort's not even paid?
you get a little bit, but say the normal order is $10, you might get 2.
Oh.
But I could have been browsing the shelves for 15 minutes trying to find the one specific thing that they
Are you
really
taxed
wanted.
on that too, though?
Oh, of course.
See, this is the kind of stuff that I wanted to hear. It just got me so curious. It's unlike any job that I've ever had. So I wanted to hear this kind of.
The thing is, like, the world's so different now. We keep stepping on your stories, but like, I don't know. I'll ask you a question. Keep going. I'll ask you a question. I keep stepping on you.
Anyway, yeah, I'll get taxed on the 2, and not only that, I have to pay a 50-cent transfer fee to transfer it from my app to the bank account.
See, that's...
But is that a bank account thing, or is that the app?
That's the app charging you a transfer fee,
They
but
should just
I assume it goes for like all banking institutions though.
I feel like if it's through the app, they should just take whatever percentage out they're going. Like on Venmo, like if I wait a day, then I don't have to pay a fee.
Yeah,
if I want it like instantly, I got to pay a fee, and I get that. But they should make it where like they've already charged whatever fees they're going to charge to the people who have paid it. You get your money, just take your money out instead of having to charge you.
So
that's weird to me.
You can wait, but they only cash out automatically at one specific day of the week. It's like a
like a
Wednesday.
paycheck.
It's like a Wednesday at 11:45.
Yeah.
You wouldn't expect it.
That's
So,
weird.
but if you wait on the automatic cash out, you're not charged any transfer fees, but you also have to wait a week for it to show up in your bank account.
Okay.
A lot for $2, man.
Yeah, it's a lot for $2.
So give us another story. What's another good story you have?
This one's just really short. I didn't know we had biker bars in this city.
We need to talk to you off mic about that. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Anyway, it was just some wing barbecue place in a part of town I've never been. And I walk in, everybody in there has the leather cut like it's Sons of Anarchy. And music stops, everybody looks over at me like it's
like out of a movie?
Yeah, the most cliche movie scene you can think of. Oh, and then there was another restaurant I used to go to all the time to pick up deliveries, and then I got a delivery from them one day, showed up to the door, and there's a sign on the door that says that they are closed forever due to felony tax evasion.
Well, they were pretty obvious, like, to be honest. I mean, like, just not even say
I
closed.
also like how they took an order too.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we'll still take the
felony
money.
Tax evasion, but yeah, go ahead and order some
Yeah,
food.
I don't know how the order even got to my phone, but I showed up to the place,
So you don't get paid for that at all?
not at all.
There should be at least a minimum, like, effort
Yeah.
pay or something like that. Where, like,
If the
I am
order
making
goes through, you get
yeah,
something.
it's not on me that the place is closed. I'm doing
Yeah.
my part. I'm doing my job.
Right.
I should get at least something, even if it's minimal. Give me something. Because they don't reimburse you. You're in charge for all your gas, correct?
Yes, I'm charged for all my gas. Sometimes, depending on which app you're using, if it's a really busy weekend, like 4th of July weekend, they might do it. You'll get a bonus in the app for doing X amount of deliveries or during certain time frames to help pay for your gas.
What is you say 4th of July weekend, what is the biggest day for food delivery guys? Super Bowl, like what would be the biggest day?
4th of July weekend for me last year was massive. I got a
Is that your biggest money-making part of the year was 4th of July? Wow.
Yes. I got one order that was $65. That was just one delivery. Of course, it was about 20 pounds worth of food from Dreamland Barbecue.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, they tipped me $40 when I
That's
delivered
great.
it.
Well,
It was
like-
great.
But I would imagine those kind of tips are few and far between.
Oh, extremely.
I'm curious, like with the tipping and how you get paid angle. There's a lot of apps out there, and I never really thought of this as a thing until my honeymoon. We went to California, and we went from San Francisco to a 49ers game, which is actually like an hour-long drive from like the city out there. And so we didn't know what to do other than just like get an Uber out there. So we did, and it was pricey to go an hour away, but the guy gave us a card and said, hey, just call me like start of the fourth quarter and I'll make my way back out here and you can just pay me $100. And it was about $100 to get to the game, but it's like if you just give me $100 cash, I'll come at your beck and call and pick you up. And the dude was nice, and we did it. It ended up being a little cheaper for us and him ultimately making a lot more money. Like, is there anything like that from like delivery apps? Like, hey, go pick me up something. I'll just give you $20 to do it. Like, I guess it's under the table. It sounds shady, but I can understand the benefits from both sides for doing it that way.
I've never gotten an offer like that yet.
Do you know of other people
Hey, I think
getting
Lunceford
offers?
just blew your mind. You can do that?
Well, I mean,
Wait a minute, I could just ask to.
Think about it from like a logistics standpoint. Like, the app you work for is going to take a decent cut of that. Obviously, like the restaurants, if you're going to a restaurant, they're going to get their money and everything, or the store's going to get their money. But like, there's so many little fees. You're talking about then they're going to charge you 50 cents to take it out into your bank account and all that kind of stuff. That, like, I'm surprised there's not some kind of option out there like a
Loophole.
it's almost like imagine a Tinder, and I pick you, I see your picture, and it's like, yeah, he looks like he's trustworthy, and I swipe right on you. We just start a dialogue, and you go pick up something for me for like $50, and it's cash. I just pay you $50. You bring me whatever it is. I mean, it sounds like a drug trade, but
I mean, it does.
But just imagine
I
if
feel
you
like
ran
it
to the
would
grocery
also be
store.
used for that.
But just imagine if you could like go to the grocery store for me, and it's so much easier and cheaper. Just like, I know Tyler, I'll get like, I went to an Iron Bowl one time down in Auburn, and I parked out
Did
at
you have a seat?
Tigertown. I didn't have a seat. This is actually one time that Jim and Brown gave their seat up for me and Joe Hunk. But But I parked out at Tiger Town, and a friend of mine was going to the game too. He was solely going so that he could Uber around, and then at like halftime, try to get in cheap, watch the last half of the game, and then Uber afterward. And I'm getting no fares while he's down there. But I paid him $20 to just drive me from Tiger Town to Jordan Hare Stadium and drop me off. It's like, that was so much easier. I'm never going to have to worry about, like, I'm just going to take you with me wherever I go, and I'll give you, he probably would have cost $20 to do that ride, but, he would have gotten, 10 or whatever, and I may have had to pay extra with taxes and everything. So I'm just curious, like, there's ways to get around all that kind of stuff. I'm just curious if that actually happens a lot with, like, delivery stuff or not.
I imagine it's more common with, like, the Uber drivers, the ride-sharing ones.
That makes sense.
Because, like, say you pick somebody up late at night, oh, can you stop by this restaurant for me? Let me get something to eat. But if it's food delivery, the only places I could really stop would be, like, a grocery store to make sure you have cups or something like that. So
If you're looking for a side business, just slip a business card in there and say, hey, call me for, a good time or something.
Good time. I got one. Are you working tonight?
I am.
What time do you clock in?
So I clock in at 2 o'clock.
All right, 2 o'clock happens. You don't get your first order till 3:15. What are you doing from 2 to 3:15?
Sitting at home,
So you
waiting
can
on
be
a
at home.
delivery.
I got like if you have to be like, this is your hub. You got to sit in
Yeah,
your car.
like if you had a central point.
Yeah,
that
like
you
just
try
sit in your
to-
car and listen to a podcast or something like that until you get an order.
I've done that too. Like, say if we don't get out of here until 10 minutes before I have to deliver, I might turn my app on, get some food, sit in the car until I get the delivery. But then other times I'll just go home because you've only got the area.
Yeah.
And it covers the entire Birmingham metro area.
Can you shrink that? Like, I'm not doing this. I'm not driving to Irondale. I'm not driving to. I just want to shrink this where I'm just doing like Homewood, Mountain Brook, Vestavia. You can't do that?
Nope. If you want
Well, also, if I see that, like, well, Tyler's 45 minutes away with my wings, like, I don't understand how that's appealing to me.
it's
I have wondered, like, with just normal Uber, like, people taking, like, from Birmingham to Atlanta or something, like, for to catch a plane or something. But, like, can you set parameters? Like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
And I've wondered for delivery, it's like, well, I love this place, but it's in Coleman, and you may not want to go that, that far north or something like that. If you can, I feel like you should be able to set, like, I'm really limited in time, but I'll add an extra driver to the workforce, but I can only stay within Hoover or something like that.
I would agree with you, but there's
weird.
there's no radius you can set. You can just decline individual orders. So if you do get that order in Coleman, you can say, "Oh, I don't want that."
That's what I was going to ask, but you can reject the
Oh yeah.
the order.
Okay.
Another one, I remember you saying the most minimal order you've had, or the maximum amount of effort to get this order for you to pick up, was it like a side of fries, that's it, or something like a beef taco from Taco Bell, where it's just like one item. I just want a Baja Blast, medium, delivery. You get like a Blizzard or something, had to get.
Yeah.
So weird that I'm going to do all this. All I want is a medium Diet Coke from McDonald's.
Yeah. Somebody wanted a mini-size Blizzard delivered 15 miles away.
It just doesn't
and
make sense
there
to
were
me.
also 3 other restaurants they could have gotten that at in between where I picked it up and the delivery.
I mean, it was even past milkshake point by the time I get to. I mean, it's just that's what confused me. I want a Blizzard, but I don't want to get out. I just want one item. It's $4. I want to get somebody to deliver it to me.
Let's say you clock in, turn it on or whatever at 2, but you don't get anything till 3:15, 3:30. Do you just make nothing for that hour and a half that you sat there?
So depending on which app you use, you'll either get absolutely nothing and you're just out of luck, or you get a minimum hourly rate. So I'll say today I'm scheduled from like 2 to 4:30 and then 5 to 7:30 or whatever. There's minimum amounts I can make within each of those blocks. So if I'm just not getting anything, then at the end of the day, they'll just pay me the.
So you can get a little something for getting no orders if it's just like a super slow day.
Yeah, if it's a super slow day, they'll still pay me the hourly rate. And so I might still make $50 for delivering no orders.
What's the latest you can go? Can I order something at 2 a.m.? Like, what's the latest a driver can?
I guess it would depend on the restaurant because I've only stayed out to 11:30. And
Like Waffle House, something that's open 24 hours. Like I literally can, somebody grub, whatever, any place to deliver and get a
Grub Dash.
Yeah, get some cheesy scrambled eggs at 2 in the morning, and I can expect somebody to be near around me, my radius, to bring me that cold eggs by the time it's ready.
I wouldn't expect it. Let me actually see what the latest block I could accept is, because that's
Because I
when.
imagine weekends would probably be different, but on a Thursday night, I don't know if that changes the parameters.
So. So the latest block I could schedule would be over at 10 o'clock.
Okay, so most restaurants close by 9
Yep.
10 o'clock. My final question, would you recommend somebody doing this? If somebody was like, I see what you're doing, I kind of want to get into it, is this something you would suggest somebody, you should try this?
Absolutely not.
Oh, wow. Would you rather be just an Uber driver?
I was going to say, I would compare Uber, like, I don't know if you make more being an Uber
But you have to converse with people.
You have to deal with people.
See, I wouldn't want to deal with the actual ride-sharing aspect
People throwing
of it.
up in your car.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I wouldn't want to deal with that.
I just wonder if, like, hourly, is it really that much more to just drive Uber? Because I know the service you're paying for is you're providing it all, as opposed to you're just picking up food that people are paying for with an extra fee or whatever. But, like, I'm just curious if the hourly rate is so much more that's like, well, it's worth dealing with people, or if it's like, screw that. You may make $1 an hour more, but it's not worth it to deal with people, and this is still going to be just as good. But
I don't know. I've also got a really small back seat, as I was telling you guys before we started, so I don't think anyone would want to pay to ride back there.
I'd have to ride shotgun with you, which is even better.
Yeah, they'd either have to ride shotgun with me or just like knees up in the back seat.
Yeah.
I have been curious, like, I'll see, like, when I actually use Lyft more than I do Uber, and there's like 15 different options of, like, you can get a plain car, you can get like an SUV for, like, like I need more leg room or something, or you can get like a Lux one that's like a, fancy, like an Escalade or something like that. Like, I'm curious.
Convertible?
If it's worth it to get like better cars for those things because you make better money. And, like, I guess for delivery, you don't have to carry so much stuff. That it's like, I want an SUV so I can carry bigger things, because most of it's going to be like in bags. Even if it's a lot, it's still just like little bags. But I'm just curious, like, price-wise, is it worth it for those people that have like super fancy cars to get paid more, but is it worth it for the extra amount you have to pay for it?
And did you do this during the pandemic?
I did.
Was that just your biggest year of all? That had to be the most money you ever made.
Yeah, I wish I had quit my previous job before I had started doing the deliveries.
Because nobody could go anywhere. You couldn't eat anywhere. I'm just sure that everything was these delivery systems. Yeah,
And
it was crazy. I've
everybody
never
was
done it in my
super willing
life.
to tip.
You've never ordered food before? Oh my gosh.
Nope.
Wow.
You usually sort of like pizza and stuff, right?
I do. Like, I've done a pizza, but I've never done like a delivery car service thing with.
Yeah.
No, my
I would rather go.
wife uses it all the time. Like, if I'm not around, she'll call or use these apps. I have not.
I'm too lazy. I have to use it.
Because I always think at the time, when I'm ordering it, when I can just drive myself to get a sub instead of like, I'm going to wait on this guy to bring me my sub.
So the biggest thing is like restaurants though. Like the biggest thing is if I'm leaving here like 4 or so, like if I stay that late, then it's like, if my wife's like, I want to go eat here, I want to, like, it's easy to like place the order. And then we actually do a lot of pickup. Sorry. We do a lot of pickup and just go pick it up if it's around us, because we're around a lot of stuff. But like, I'll race drivers home sometimes. Like, I'll place the order here before I leave from someplace and race them home and see if I beat them. I almost always beat them. It's not the one you work for though. But like, I almost always beat them, and I've gotten so used to it now. I mean, I'm paying a little more for it, but I mean, if I'm gonna eat out anyway, I'm fine paying a little bit extra to have it delivered straight to my door as opposed to actually going out, spending the gas money and all that kind of stuff and do it. But
Well, that's been episode Quinceañera. That's our 15th episode of The Back Room. Scott's little idea. We've got some more stuff coming. Lunceford came up with an interesting concept for next week. We don't have to. We don't have to tease it or anything. We're going to have to formulate a little more.
I like listening to the episodes where we make people here mad.
Yeah, it's just we're gonna make some employees mad in Double Down Media, courtesy of Lunceford. So like and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Don't do the thumbs down. Do they have a thumbs down option?
They do. Don't do it.
That's ass. Don't be
We
an
won't be
ass.
able to
This
see
way.
it anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
Get-
no, they don't have that option. What am I talking about?
Get Tyler to deliver your food,
thumbs
your
button.
wings, and your Baja Blast and all that stuff. And have a happy 4th of July. We will be back next week, maybe around Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. We never know when we're going to do it. So tune in until next time. Lunceford loves you. Scott, nah.
If you like that content and other content from the next round, remember to like and subscribe and give us the thumbs up.